Do you struggle in being kind to yourself, in being generous, and being supportive, being forgiving? If you're like most people, you do. You find it hard to love yourself. It's so much easier to be loving and compassionate and caring, supportive to other people. Sometimes it's even easier to do all those things for strangers than it is for ourselves. Why is that? Why do we struggle so much in loving ourselves? In this video, I'd like to identify 5 of the major blocks that prevent us or make it difficult for us to love ourselves. After I identify these blocks, I'm going to do an exercise to help you release them, and then I'm going to do another exercise to give you affirmations to replace those negative messages that were represented by those blocks. I'd like to introduce myself first. I'm Georgiana Carolus. I am an intuitive, a counselor, a coach, and I've always been interested in inspiring people to live their lives more fully and to love themselves. So let's get started. One of the major blocks to loving oneself are your feelings that you're not worthy and deserving of that. Other people are, you don't have any question about that. But when it comes to yourself, you feel you're just not as deserving or um, that you can't have really what you want. Those feelings often come from your own self-criticism. It's your negative mind that is always telling you what you're doing wrong, what you could do better, the mistakes that you've made. It's that chatterbox negative mind of yours that leaves you feeling you're not worthy and deserving. Why does your mind do this to you? Your mind sees its job as keeping you safe, and it sees keeping you safe as maintaining the status quo. So it will be negative, it will try to undermine you, it will criticize you, um, leave you feeling that you're not confident, that you're not worthy, you're not deserving. All of those things tend to keep you right where you are. So what can you do about your mind doing this? There's not much point in arguing with your mind. It's an expert debater, and you are not going to win. But you can divert your mind. And you do this by creating any other thought when it is feeding you negative thoughts. Those thoughts that you create don't even need to be related. The point is to divert your mind, like you would divert a child who is acting out. Turn their attention in a different direction. They often change their behavior. That's what you want to do with your mind by creating another thought. You're not going to be able to change every negative, self-defeating, self-critical, self-sabotaging thought your mind has for you. But every one that you do change will leave you feeling better. You'll feel less stress and tension, and it will be easier for you to move forward in your life. So they want you to be aware that you do not need to listen to these negative messages. Instead, divert your mind. Now, these negative messages that your mind has been feeding you all your life, many of them have been integrated on a subconscious level, and they're operating in the background. So even when you hear some of these negative thoughts from your mind and you think, well, you don't believe that, sometimes they're lodged on a subconscious level and they're blocking you from really loving yourself. Another source of negative messages that leave you feeling you're not worthy and deserving are those criticisms of others. Now, when you were younger, you may have been more influenced by the criticism of others. And now you may be able to put them more into perspective and realize they have more to do with someone else than they have to do with you. But still, sometimes they're integrated on a subconscious level and they leave you feeling you're not worthy and deserving of loving yourself. Another block to loving yourself are your ideas of perfectionism, the unrealistic standards that you've set up for yourself. It's practically impossible for you to meet your own approval. You set very high standards, and then when you're almost ready to meet them, you raise the bar, making it almost impossible to achieve your own approval. This leaves you feeling you're not worthy and deserving, that there's something lacking in you, that you could be doing better. All of these undermine your ability to love yourself as well. Another block to loving yourself has to do with your tendency to place the needs of others above your own. You're very willing to support others, to help them, give them your time and energy. When it comes to giving yourself your own time and energy, you often shortchange yourself. Now, it's admirable to help other people. They're not discouraging you from that, but they're encouraging you to have more of a balance between helping others and helping yourself. When you give yourself your own time and attention, that is a real gift, and your heart appreciates that. So they're encouraging you to notice how much time do you spend for others and how much do you give to yourself. Try to create more of a balance there. It's easier for you to love and support yourself. Another source of blocks to you loving yourself are the messages that you receive from your family and also the messages you receive from in our culture. So the messages from your family as you were growing up, you may have felt that your family loved you, but you may not have felt loved and fully supported in a way that would have been most meaningful to you. You noticed any criticism they made of you, and you took it to heart. And it left you feeling that there was something wrong with you, that you could have been better, that there was something wrong with you, that they didn't fully love and support you, especially in a way that would have been meaningful to you. So these messages were integrated on a subconscious level, and they are blocking you from loving yourself. Also, the messages prevalent in society that say if you're a member of a group, you have certain characteristics, that you're not worthy and deserving of love, that other people are more deserving than you. These messages cut across every area of life: gender, age, body image, family background, and like the criticism of others, we may hear it, we may deny it, and it may be lodged on a subconscious level. A bit later, we'll do an exercise to help you release these subconscious messages. Another block to loving yourself are the experiences and the challenges that you've had in your life. Everyone has them. And the more difficult ones, the ones that were painful, that were challenging, that were overwhelming, you had a lot of emotions attached to these. And you often felt that you didn't do as well in those challenging circumstances as you could have. You felt like you came up short. So when you remember these experiences, these emotions are triggered, these feelings of being incompetent, of not being good enough, of failing to meet your own expectations or the expectations of others, being unsuccessful in whatever way you define that. So these emotions and these experiences, when they're triggered, kind of block you from loving yourself. They kind of remind you, like, well, why are you worthy and deserving of loving yourself? You didn't do well in those situations. So these are all blocks that they've identified that are blocking you from loving yourself. And what you'll notice about these blocks is that many of them have come from the messages from yourself or from others. They can come from experiences you've had and the feelings you had around those experiences. They can come from any number of different directions, and they are often lodged on a subconscious level. What we're going to do is offer you a prayer to help you release them. I'm going to offer you a prayer to help you release these subconscious beliefs, these limiting beliefs, these emotions, these feelings, all of these things. This is the prayer I'm offering to you.
Spirit, Source, Universe, please connect me to my highest, brightest, most expansive, and aligned self today. Please remove any blockage to loving myself that no longer serves me from any time, place, or dimension. Please release and clear all energies, interference, thoughts, feelings, patterns, traumas, subconscious beliefs, limiting beliefs, and programming across all time and space and in all dimensions that are not in alignment with my highest and best self. Please upgrade my physical and etheric bodies to hold more light with ease. Please open my heart to know the truth of my divinity and allow me to receive all the good and all the love that is within and without. Please guide me on my next steps to loving myself fully in all ways with ease and grace. We thank you for your love and grace. Amen.
Now, what they'd like you to do is to place your hands palms up. Into your hands, we're going to place new messages and beliefs to replace what you released. So, here are the messages.
I am worthy and deserving of my own love. My heart is open and willing to love myself. I am deeply in love with myself, and my self-love grows every day. I lovingly support myself. I fully accept myself. I am loving and lovable. I welcome the love and support of others. I am worthy of love. It feels natural to love myself. I allow myself to be who I truly am. Everything I need is within me. I am more than my thoughts. I challenge negative thoughts about myself. I am connected and in the energy flow of giving and receiving love. I trust myself and my intuition. The universe supports me in loving myself. I respect myself and treat myself with love, compassion, and kindness. I make time to nourish my body, mind, and soul. I treat myself as well as I treat those who I care for the most. I treat myself with kindness. I respect myself deeply. I am worthy of love, happiness, success, and all good things. I make myself a priority in my own life. I choose my own well-being and happiness. I am allowed to make mistakes and learn from them. I forgive myself for my past actions, mistakes, and shortcomings. My emotions are valid. I set boundaries with others to support my own well-being. I practice self-compassion daily. Every day I improve in every way and grow stronger. Every day I choose to love myself. If there are any messages or beliefs you would like to have, name them and place them in your hands. And now they'd like you to take your hands and scoop everything up. Press them all into your heart and take a big, deep breath. Breathe them in, and as you breathe them in, they integrate with your very being and become a part of you. You feel your heart opening to loving yourself. You feel yourself grounded in love and compassion for yourself. And you are confident that you are worthy and deserving of loving yourself.
I'd like to encourage you to listen to this prayer and the affirmations more than once. Every time you listen to these, it releases more layers of these blocks. And also, when you listen to the affirmations, that self-love is more integrated within you. It's more grounded within you. So certainly listen to the affirmations, the prayer, and allow yourself to really integrate self-love more deeply with you. The other thing I'd like to recommend is that you start a daily practice of sending love to yourself. Your heart wants love, compassion, kindness, understanding, tenderness. You're the best person to give this to yourself. So I'd like to suggest that every day you spend a few minutes, place one or both hands on your heart, and send love to your heart. Send love to your heart, to your inner child, to your younger self, to who you are today, to whatever part of you you feel needs love. And send love in whatever way resonates with you. It may be a feeling, may be a sense of warmth, a sense of comfort. It may be a color. Whatever love means to you, send that love to yourself. This act of spending your own time and energy to send love to yourself is a very real act of love and compassion for yourself. Your heart will love it, and your heart will expand. As your heart expands, your life will expand as well. Now, when you first do this, you may think, oh, I'm not really feeling much, or I don't really get this. Just go into it with an attitude of curiosity. What will happen if I do this once or twice a day for a couple weeks? How am I going to feel differently after that? You won't know unless you do it. So my challenge to you is to do this practice of sending love to yourself every day and see what happens for you. This is what I wanted to share with you today. I thank you for coming and spending your time with me. And I also encourage you to treat yourself as well as you treat those who you love the most. You deserve it. You deserve every bit of that. So watch for those opportunities to be kind to yourself and take advantage of them and see what happens to your life when you start doing this more and more, when it becomes more of a habit for you. Thanks again for being here. Take care. See you next time. Bye.